Hey there gamers, DreamcastGuy here, and the long-rumored Nintendo Direct. There's been a lot of rumblings from pretty much every leaker, every insider and stuff has been talking about the fact that there's going to be some sort of interesting, different Nintendo Direct before the end of July. Well, it just got confirmed. It's tomorrow, the literal last day of July, but let's take a look at the announcement, the confirmation, and the reactions, because people seem to be happy, excited, and also disappointed that it's just third-party games. Hi, hope you're having a great day, and if you could please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I literally just woke up, literally 30 seconds ago, got sleepy eyes, I don't have enough Red Bull in me, but let's talk. I want to actually take a look at the replies to this, because I'm always interested that I do truly believe that Nintendo fanboys, for lack of a better word, Nintendo hardcore dedicated aficionados are definitely the most dedicated fan base. People not only line up for Nintendo Switch games or Nintendo Switch consoles or even amiibos and stuff, but they're the kind of people that really hang on to every single direct, every single demo, every single big announcement. Even the tiniest Nintendo exclusives seem to sell 7 million copies, right? Join us for a Nintendo partner showcase tomorrow. So these are usually a little bit different, which is that historically, Nintendo Directs usually come in three separate flavors. There's the Nintendo Directs, which are like the big AAA ones where they say, hey, here's our stuff, here's third-party stuff, here's everything in one. Partner showcase is usually, in my experience, a lot of times it's not smaller stuff, but a lot of times it's more predictable stuff. We know for a fact that upcoming, they are still having to show us. We know that Elden Ring is coming for Nintendo Switch 2. Personally, still one of my most excited games. Elden Ring is one of my favorite games in the world, so I cannot wait to play that on Nintendo Switch 2. Also, we know stuff like Final Fantasy VII Remake is coming. There is a lot of stuff that is already announced and revealed and confirmed, but it doesn't have a release date. I have a feeling that those games, we know they're still coming in fall and winter. I think this is going to be a lot of confirmation about that. And also, I have a feeling that a lot of this is going to be more third-party devs finally showing up on it. Like, I'm a big Resident Evil addict. I love Resident Evil. My two favorite series in the world, Resident Evil and Final Fantasy. I want to see some of the Resident Evil remakes come to the Nintendo Switch 2, and not as that crappy cloud version. I would be happy if they just came out and said, hey, here's Capcom announcing a bunch of games for the Nintendo Switch 2. Okay, so July 31st at 8 a.m. Texas time, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Tune in for roughly 25 minutes of information about upcoming Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch games. Oh, man, no, don't do that. Just do Nintendo Switch 2, please. Games from our publishing partners. Now, let's take a look at the reactions. Hope we get more than 2 seconds of Silk Song this time. A lot of Pokemon fans, I've noticed a lot of Pokemon fans kind of mad about that recent direct we had. They had a Pokemon Presents on July 22nd, and I didn't even make a video about it because, to be honest, they didn't show anything. It was like new stuff for Pokemon Sleep and you know, apps and stuff like that. I have seen a lot of people wanting to see a lot more about Pokemon X and Y, or sorry, what is it, ZA. I don't think there's going to be any Pokemon there. I think that, but the idea of Silk Song being there, that's possible. This could be cool as well because they did confirm the fact that Silk Song is still coming this year. If they showed Silk Song there and Shadow dropped a demo or something like that, it would be absolutely crazy. Partner showcase, the Monkey Paw Curls. A lot of people, myself included, really specifically want to see more about Metroid Prime 4. Now, let's be fair, we've already seen a surprising amount. The last big Nintendo Direct right before the Nintendo Switch 2 came out, they did back-to-back Directs. They did a Nintendo Switch Direct and then a Switch 2 Direct literally a couple days apart. I thought that was such an interesting marketing bit. Super effective, clearly, since the Nintendo Switch 2 is the fastest selling console of all time. But what they did is during the Nintendo Switch 1 event, they showed what Metroid Prime 4 looks like, a Metroid Prime Nintendo Switch 1 version, and then they showed the Switch 2 version at the Switch 2 Direct. So we basically have two trailers now, full-blown gameplay of Metroid Prime 4. That's cool. But I'll be honest, I do still really want to see more. I want to get a release date specifically. I want even more gameplay. I think Metroid Prime 4, by far more than anything else, beyond ports. Obviously, Elden Ring, I think, as goofy as it is, I'm so excited to play Elden Ring on there. But first party stuff, Metroid Prime 4, 10 miles ahead of hype and everything else. Howdy, partner. Oh, man. It's a partner showcase between third-party games. Don't get your hopes up. Oh, wow. A lot of people. Nate the Hate is always correct. Animal Crossing. Oh, man. Look at this. I want to take a look. Let me look at the replies here. Hades 2 release date. Nate the Hate does not miss. Nate the Hate does it again. In case you didn't know, Nate the Hate is a leaker. It's a personal friend of mine, but also the guy, I'm a big fan, even though he's a bro of mine, because the guy is hilarious in that he will put something down in stone. Nate the Hate has such a crazy track record where he'll say something outlandish, like, hey, in 12 days, you're going to see the best Nintendo Direct. And everybody will be like, and everybody will be screaming at him more and more and more and more. And then the day rolls around, they announce the Direct, and he just says, like, LOL. I like the fact that I feel like Nate the Hate doesn't have any ego. He's a leaker that is very reputable, and also I like the fact that he's just so good about calling balls and strikes. No Metroid. Nintendo's just going to share first-party release dates on their app. General Direct, they said, yeah, so the talk is that's the thing. General Directs are typically the bigger, crazier ones that are 40 minutes or something like that. The fact that it's 20 minutes of third-party stuff, some people seem to be surprisingly disappointed. I have to admit that I wasn't expecting to see so much disappointment. I'm more excited about this than I should be, maybe because third-party potential is much higher in Nintendo Switch 2 than Nintendo Switch 1. Here's hoping for a native Kingdom Hearts port. Can I be honest? I'm very much with this person here, which is that my Nintendo Switch 2, to me, is going to be my fun thing for paying third-party games. My thing with the Nintendo Switch 2 is I want to first-party stuff, great. First-party Nintendo stuff, super duper. But for me, I do think it's cool that playing really, really big games, if they're better optimized, if they run better than the Steam Deck version, I'm extremely happy. Like, Cyberpunk 2077 is currently one of the highest selling Nintendo Switch 2 games, and I do think that to a lot of people, it's like cool to see those higher end impossible ports, right? Like Elden Ring. These have just been some off-the-cuff thoughts. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about the update? I was going to do maybe a video about this. They finally are fixing Mario Kart World. Thank God. Oh, God. Drag and drive. All right. How do you guys feel about the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct tomorrow? Make you a deal. This video gets 2,000 likes, which it won't. I'll wake up early and I'll live stream it. I'll make you a deal. If this gets 2,000 likes, I'll live stream the Direct. And I'll wake up super duper early, so I'll be able to start an hour before it begins. So don't like this video. I don't want to get up at freaking 6 a.m. Love you very much. Thank you for watching. I'm going to go have a monster, and you guys rock. Keep dreaming.